Hello, and thank you for joining the Champion Within podcast, your premier go-to spot for unlocking your winning mindset. Whether you're an athlete looking to elevate your game to the next level, a coach leading the charge, an enthusiastic parent cheering from the sidelines, or an educator molding young minds, the Champion Within podcast episodes are packed with value, sharing the tools and strategies to unlock your potential and rise to new heights. Hosted by mentor, coach, and mindset leader Kate McCauley. Let's sit back and enjoy today's episode while discovering your champion within. And now, here's Kate.
Your future self is waiting to meet you. You just need to get moving. The path will not be all sunshine and rainbows, but you can travel it. You can make a change, even a great big one. Once you're on the other side, you'll wonder why it took so long to get there. You'll be happier, you'll be healthier. Other people will ask you how you did it. Take the first step and keep going. I promise you, it's better on the other side. That's my quote from Tiny Buddha. I wrote it in a blog post years ago that was published on their website and then shared on their social media pages. It is now a quote in the Tiny Buddha 2025 desk calendar. I actually have 2 quotes in there. Shout out to myself for that one. I do want to tell you that that is on December 26th. And I love Lori, who owns the Tiny Buddha platform and puts all these amazing positive things out into the world. I think that the timing of that quote is perfect because it is right before the new year. I also think that in some ways, it is related to what just passed on Friday. It was Quitter's Day on Friday. Maybe you're like the 80% of people who statistically they have found quit their New Year plan. Maybe you have a resolution, intentions, goals, and right around this past Friday, all of the negativity, limiting beliefs, the stress, daily life was back. You're into your routine, back to school, back to work, sports are in full swing. If you're a parent, teacher, coach, and you decided to just stop. Maybe you didn't even make a conscious decision. You just stopped. You're not doing it anymore. It's okay. You don't need the new year to be the time when you start. You can start whenever you want. Let's just throw that out there. I also want to tell you that I quit a lot of things in 2024. You're probably like, what? Is she promoting Quitter's Day? Yes and no. If something's working, I don't want you to quit. I want you to fix it if it doesn't feel like it's working 100%. It's okay if your plan needs to be adjusted. Don't completely quit on what you want. There's a reason why you want it and you can have it. But I quit a lot of things. And I think it's okay to quit things. I think you should quit some things. Let me tell you just a few things I quit. I quit playing small within my business. I quit playing small within who I am as a person. I say what I want and what I need. This doesn't mean that I don't have negative thoughts or limiting beliefs creep in. Oh, I have them all the time. It means that I pay attention to them and I have tools to deal with it. When you heard that quote, take the first step and keep going, it's an ongoing process. It's not a one and done. The visualization, the breath work, EFT, self-talk. I have intentions written down and I read them out loud every day. You need to do the work. I want to share with you on this Speedy Sunday that if you are giving tips to your team, to your children, to your students, you need to be doing it too. If you aren't doing this and you're just expecting them to do it, it's not going to be as effective. It will help them, but you need to be doing something for you too. If they are experiencing stress in any sort of way, it doesn't matter if it's small or really big. If your child, let's think about my youngest guy who has a uniquely beautiful brain and learns differently, has a lot of challenges related to how he shows up in school. As a mom, there's a lot of stress there for me. I got to deal with that stress so that I can help him navigate through. He's got to deal with that stress and figure out the tools that help him manage the educational journey. Believe me, there's tears for me. Just like there's stress for him, there's tears for me. If you're the coach and your team has drama and you're trying to get them to deal with it, or if you're not getting them to deal with it and you're just telling them to move through it, it's not going to work. You're dealing with it too. If you're a good coach, you're feeling stressed over it. You need to navigate through and have tools to deal with it. If you're a teacher and something's going on with an individual student, with a class as a whole, believe me, you're holding stress. Just like your student athletes get stuck and they feel like they're in a slump, they can't get past it. If your athletes are not performing at their highest level, whether it's an individual or a team situation, you can have that happening with you too. I participated in a guided visualization, and it is actually something that's on my phone. Afterwards, I always do journaling. In the journaling, things come up that I don't even think about during the visualization. Highly recommend that you do some journaling after you visualize because it just lets you release so much more. Go to the dollar store, grab a journal, let the pen flow. If you don't like writing things out, use your voice to text in your notes in your phone. After I did this visualization, teaching came up. Not a surprise if you've been following along. I paid attention to a lockdown situation where we had a girl in our building who was present, but not in her class. Her brother was involved in gang activity, a lot of weapons in their house. The family actually indicated to the school that they thought she came to school with weapons because of a fight from the day before. We ended up being in this lockdown situation. I'm locked in the gym locker room with all of the girls from 3 gym classes and myself, locked in, deadbolted, front, back doors of the locker room, inside the shower area that we don't even use. It's really just there when they built the building in case the Red Cross needed it for evacuations. Anyway, we're deadbolted in, really stressful. We're not even supposed to use cell phones, but as time ticks on, I realized none of these girls are involved with this situation because you don't use the cell phones because you don't know if somebody's sending a message to an intruder or whatnot. As I am sitting there for now over a half hour, I let them send the I love you text to someone because we're basically sitting there waiting for gunfire. Our principals, when this all ended after 45 minutes, just banging on a door saying, all good, all clear. Then they get on the loudspeaker and tell us, business as usual, here's the new lunch schedule, back to regular day. Are you kidding? I was sitting in this shower area with the metal bat that I keep in my office as a teacher. I bet a lot of teachers, probably have something in their classroom, whether it's in their desk or near them or just an object that they could use if an intruder comes in. And in my situation, we had a lot of issues within our student population, people coming into the building because of something that happened in the neighborhood and just a possible intruder in general. I had a metal bat. Think about that. If you connect this with your student athlete, if they're dealing with stress, and it may not be as high level as this situation, maybe it is, but if it's a constant stressor about their sport, believe me that if they're not dealing with it and using a tool, it's getting stuck in their body. And when you're saying, let's just move on, let's move through this, or the drama that the team's experiencing, if you're not dealing with it appropriately, it's still floating through their brain. It's getting stuck. And you, as the coach, the parent, the teacher, if you're a good one, you're dealing with it too. You're listening to Speedy Sunday right now, by the way. So you're dealing with it too. I know why you're here. You need to do this work as well. It's not just for your athlete. You don't say, I learned this tool, go do it. And I often tell you that on Speedy Sunday, you can do this too. I want to change that and say, you need to do this too. When that lockdown ended and we didn't, of course, debrief with the kids, we did a little bit as teachers to try to get them to calm down and move through. But really, your nervous system is completely out of whack at this point, right? And think about your athlete. Their nervous system's completely out of whack when they're stressed out. That's why they respond like that when you try to talk with them. When we're having meetings and we're yelling at our administrative team about how they didn't follow protocol, and they tell us, well, she didn't do anything. Okay, great. She didn't shoot anyone. She didn't harm herself. I mean, thank goodness. But a lot did happen, right? A lot did happen in that situation. If you say it's no big deal, and it's your athlete, a lot did happen for them in situations. And in their brain, a lot's going on. In their body, they're holding a lot. And you're experiencing a lot. And each individual is completely different. In addition to that, we have all the other things in life that we're dealing with. When you hear that people are quitting things and not navigating through, chances are they have no one keeping them accountable. They don't have the tools when life happens because life's gonna life. And some things you do need to quit. Some things you just need to change the plan. I want to remind you on this Speedy Sunday, which is a little longer than the normal Speedy Sundays, but I wanted to share all of that with you just to help you understand that you need to do the work. It is better on the other side, I promise you. I want to remind you, the end of that quote said, take the first step. Just do one thing. One thing. Think about something that you've been suggesting to your student athletes. I want you to pick one thing. I want you to do it too. Make it uniquely yours. It doesn't have to be the same exact way they do it. I'm telling you, the coaches that sit in the workshops and they do the actual workshop with their team and they practice these things, guess whose team performs better? They take these tools and make it uniquely theirs and use it as a coach, and they're encouraging their athletes to do it too, and they're sharing the experience. Guess what happens with their athletes and their team? When the teachers are teaching this and using strategies and using it for themselves too, guess what happens in their classroom, and guess what happens to the performance for their students when leadership within an education system or a business, when the top leadership starts doing things and taking care of themselves and truly investing in the whole group, guess what happens in that building? I'm on a Zoom call presenting, and the CEO, all of the administrative team, their assistants, and every person from every location is on the call. And we're all talking about it. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same for each person. You have to make it uniquely yours. Everybody is given time and they're all trying to do this and see what works for them. Guess what happens in that organization? You cannot tell someone else, well, you need to do this. I'm not going to do it, but you need to. Think about it like this. If you're going out to buy a product from someone and they say, well, this is really great. You're going to love it. And they say, oh, do you use it? Oh, no. I would never, ever use that product. I would never eat that food, but you should. Are you going to use that? Are you going to eat that? Same thing. You're telling someone visualization, self-talk, breath work, all these things, but you are not buying in and trying it for yourself. You need to find what works for you. Start with one thing. Thanks for hanging out on Speedy Sunday. Have an amazing week on purpose.
Thank you for hanging out with Kate today. And whether you're going to coach, teach, cheer from the sidelines, or hitting the field yourself, remember, mindset is everything. Don't forget to follow the show for the latest episodes, as we all need a little extra motivation, humor, and sanity in our busy lives. Now, go and unleash your champion within you, one step at a time. We're always rooting for you.